What up, Bucks fans? We are back. It's Real Bucks Talk. I'm Michael Pless. Join as always my co-host Mark Ramirez. This is Real Bucks Talk, brought to you by Bucks Report and also the Pigskin Podcast Network. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't just yet. With that said, it is a great Monday. The Buccaneers win again on Thursday Night Football. It seems like they've played, I don't know, 5 years ago, but it was just last week. So again, another good win. The Bucs are 5-1, first place in the division. But Mark, from the reaction after the game, you would have thought the Bucs would have lost, or like the Bucs are in last place just because of these negative Nancy's that just because the game didn't go their way of how they thought it would go. Oh, it's the Bucs' fault.
Everyone expects a slaughterhouse every game, like it to be like the Dolphins at games, I guess. 45-17 every game. Like we should be stacking points together. Uh, to some extent, I sort of agree. We should be scoring a little bit more, and we shouldn't allow the teams to be that close. But think about this: how banged up is our secondary? I mean,
Mhm.
now we're going to talk about it. Richard Sherman's out for a while, even though he just came off the couch. But still, like our secondary is banged up. Jamel Dean's your number one. That's pretty scary to think about. Our offense, we've been saying it, need to be the ones carrying us, and at times that's a little inconsistent. They're not finding their identity at times, and then they get away from it at others, and it's how are we going to do? The rush of Leonard Fournette lately has been amazing. I love that. I want more of it. Run
Mhm.
between the tackles with aggressiveness. I love all that. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're 5-1. MD Peel said it. 5-1.
Yeah.
You're literally sitting there at the top of the NFC South, and you're pretty much a contender with everyone for the playoffs right now. You're at the top of the NFC besides the Cardinals, who are literally beating the crap out of everyone. Well, I mean, I'm happy. We're in a good trajectory, and let's worry about our injuries and let's get healthy. But
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not a fan of the term ugly wins. It's like, this isn't college football. We're not trying to win a BCS
Yeah.
title. We're not, style points don't matter in this league. What matters wins. And the Bucks, I've got 5 of them already. They're on the right track. And yeah, the process could be definitely improved. It could be better. The second half, you could have probably scored more points. Only scoring 7 and then getting out gained in the fourth quarter by the Eagles offense and, kind of letting them back in the game. Sure. Yeah. I mean, those things can be cleaned up, but you have to remember what the circumstances are and understand what, is in those places as far as players and who is doing what. So I find it funny, the criticism. I understand it, but I find it funny at the same time. It's like, let's enjoy these wins because there's only 17 games of this. You got to enjoy it, especially when you can, find a way to get a W on the road in Philadelphia. It's not easy to do.
I agree with Barry here. An ugly win is still a win, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's,
Right.
it's on the right side of the win column. And look, it was 3 games in the past 11 days, I believe it was.
Mhm.
And you had to go from New England, come home, and then go to Philadelphia. That's a lot of traveling, a lot of in and out, a lot of emotions as well. And not to mention primetime game. So a lot of eyes on you, expectations are on you.
Mhm.
The thing is, guess what? They won all 3. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that. We're sitting pretty right now. We're not struggling like this time last year. We're still trying to find our identity. We're winning right now. We're
Mhm.
still trying to slaughter teams. Maybe a latter part of the season we will, based off of
Mhm.
our depth that we have. But
Yeah.
either way, you're going to get the best of every team. We're the
Right.
Super Bowl champs, defending Super Bowl champs. You're going to get the best of the best every week.
And
It's
it's like people forget that, the Bucks were trying to be aggressive in that fourth quarter. They went for it on fourth down and 3, just missed it. You missed it, OJ Howard, and you make those plays, who knows what the score would have been. It probably would have been more. I'm sure we probably would have, got into the 30s, and then, you're looking back at it, the game's pretty much over. So, um yeah, I guess I'm being just too tough, but looking at the process, yes, it can be improved, but at the end of the day, I think all Bucks fans got to feel pretty good. 5-1, first place in the division. It looks like the Panthers have taken a step back as they lose again. And the Saints on a bye week, Falcons on a bye week. So you got a pretty much a stronghold of that division right now, and it feels pretty damn good.
Yeah, so I mean, check this out. We did dominate at one point, and then, like you said, the turnover on downs because that fourth down play. But check this
Mhm.
out. It was 28-7 at one point. I was debating turning it off. I mean, it was a weekday, son's asleep, can't be that loud. So I'm like, all right, we already won. 28-14, they just came over and scored. We punted on this drive. They missed field goal. We turned over on downs and they score again. So it was so late in the game, too. It's just,
Mhm.
I thought this was awesome. The ability to run the ball out the final 6 minutes, even if they were like, oh, okay, well, we're going to give our last hurrah. We just
Mhm.
ran the clock out. 12 plays, 6-minute drive. No need to score points. I mean, we could have scored points. Where were we at? Where did we end? It was really close. Like, we could have kicked a field goal, I believe.
Yeah, they just decided to knee it. I mean,
Really
they're
sad.
inside the 10-yard line, so
So, I mean, if you guys wanted the 31, okay, I'm mad. Suck up didn't get the points. I have
yeah,
him in my fantasy football league, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. A win's a win.
right.
I mean, we drive up the points usually all the time, but who cares? We won. We're on the road. Why
Mhm.
even bother? So I'm happy regardless.
Yeah,
It looked more skewed than it was.
yeah, I just had to get that off my chest, I guess. A little again, a little long ranted, but
All right.
let's get the positives. Obviously, starting with the offense. The first half was, I thought, perfect. And how they executed it, how they were play calling. They weren't forcing the deep shot. Obviously, Philadelphia wasn't giving them that option because they were playing back and they're just letting the Bucs dump it underneath. So there's a lot of good things. I thought the offensive line was outstanding in this game. There's a lot of good things up front with Ryan Jensen, Marpet, and Donovan Smith and Tristan Wirfs. I thought were really good. There's a couple mistakes by Alex Kappa, but other than that, it was a really good game for them. OJ Howard, I mean, let's talk about this dude.
Yeah.
He's starting to come alive. It seems like he's starting to get his game back week and every week as it continues to go forward, getting stronger. So hopefully, he can continue that process. And then once Gronk comes back, you have a really dynamic tight end duo where you can do a lot more offensively.
Yeah. Offensively, I mean, AB doing his thing, like him and Tom Brady, the targets they get, the timing they're on right now, I love it. I mean, Mike Evans takes a step back, not a step back. He's just letting the defense shade towards him. Other people are going to benefit from it. But I
Mm,
agree with you. I mentioned in OJ in our latest film study of the offense last week that I mean, I love the more targets, the
yeah.
getting him more involved. I want to see it more often. We did 2 screens to him.
Mm,
I love it. I love that stuff. Keep doing it. You're taking away what the defense. You're getting what you're giving. You're getting what the defense is giving you. That's what it
yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
forgive me for tongue tied. And then another thing I mentioned it earlier, Leonard Fournette. I love it. I mean, he had 28 targets, 28 hands on the ball, 6 catches, 22 rushes, 81 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he just loaded up the stat sheet. That is incredible. 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches, 46 yards. I love it. Give me a little bit about Lenny Fournette.
Yeah, all season Lenny is definitely coming to play every week. It seems like he's got that grasp on the running back position. Obviously, Rojo and the other backs are just not getting the attempts or the time to be on the field. So Leonard is definitely the main dude, and he's doing a lot of good things. Obviously, I love him when he's catching the ball out of the backfield. I think that right now is his best attribute. Run game is getting better. He's still missing some holes and some opportunities, but I think it's definitely on the rise there as far as trajectory, which is good. But yeah, I mean, he's playing really well right now, so you just got to continue to ride that hot hand.
They ride that momentum, and he's playing like confidence through the roof. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
I mean, if he can run like he does once he catches the ball,
Yeah,
that's what we want to see.
yeah,
Like he had one red zone score where he looked like that, just lower the shoulders, get through the guy. I want to see more of that. I mean, offensively, you can't complain much besides maybe Brady's one interception, and that was more of like a throw up. I think wide receiver just didn't run. I think it was actually a confusion. I think AB was an option route. AB went in and he was just supposed to go deep. Miscommunication between Brady and AB, but
Yeah.
theory was a punt, right?
Mm.
So I mean, that's nothing
Yeah.
to cry home about. Still another stat-filled day, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So I guess that's actually a small day for Tom Brady. That's a bad day, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the process of the offense was really good, especially in that first half. Obviously, the second half, there's just some things that just didn't go their way. And you got to give credit to the Eagles for that. There was just some plays we just didn't execute properly, or there was, a holding flag that delayed a drive. So there's just some things that just didn't work out, or they were trying to force the pass maybe a little bit too much. Sometimes it was the run that was a little, maybe too heavy, getting into like third and long situations. But for the most part, they controlled the game. Like I was watching the game, and even though the Eagles were scoring late in that game to get it close, I was like, the Bucs aren't going to lose this because you look at the way Tom Brady is when at the end of the game, he's going to find a way to get that first down and continue to run out the clock. And that's exactly what they did. So there's a lot of good things. So I'm happy with the offense. I don't think Mike Evans had many catches, which is fine. It was AB, Chris Godwin, OJ Howard, Leonard Fournette. All those guys did very well. So that's the way it has to be, spreading the football out and making sure the offense is, continuing to move forward and keep ahead of the chains.
And one funny thing, like we were texting back and forth. You're like, OJ Howard, Tom Brady's found himself a new toy. And he
Uh,
just kept going to him left and right. And I loved it. 7 targets.
right.
Yeah, he found himself a new toy. But what's going on in the chat? Here we go. MD Peel, Rojo was averaging nice when he got his touches. And then Rob Dunlap in the chat, not using Rojo is insanely stupid. What do you think about those takes?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously you would love to see him get you'd love to see him get more touches, but it's just it's not taking place right now. I mean, Leonard is playing very well, and they just trust him. They trust Leonard more than they do Rojo right now, and it's obvious. So that's what they're going with. But I pretty sure Rojo at some point of the season he's going to have to be relied on, and that's when he'll get his time.
Yeah, don't force it. I mean,
Yeah.
biggest thing you said is trust. That they trust Fournette to block for Brady. They trust him to catch the ball for Brady. They just trust him not to fumble the ball or make a mental error. Those are
Mm.
huge things that you have to trust in your running back to
Yeah.
protect your Hall of Fame quarterback that's going to get you to the playoffs and
Mhm.
hopefully further. So Rojo just has mental lapses and the
Right.
trust isn't there. So you're not going to feed him constantly when Fournette is actually doing well right now. So
Yeah, and they
you
did
never know.
have they did
Go ahead.
have they had a design pass to Rojo, which was
It
awesome.
looked good.
Yeah, he
He
caught
actually
it.
looked good too.
Yeah, went upfield. So, his I think the trust, I guess he's just working on earning that back. I think it's growing weekly. Obviously using him in different ways. So hopefully, we'll get back to the more 50-50. But right now it's, Leonard 70-30.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it should be right now, the way he's playing.
Yeah, and Barry, we'll get to the Bears game soon after we talk about the defense too. So let's actually talk about that defense. So yeah, they allowed 22 points. Jamel Dean gets an interception, literally ran the route, 4 passes deflected. He had a big game. Shaq Barrett has been doing some damn things on the edge, even though he only got half a sack. He's getting the pressures, 2
Mhm.
tackles for loss. Who stood out big for you? I know Vita Vea had his big, um, I guess, primetime moment, just throwing Kelsey out of the way, bench pressing him out of the way, making a big play behind the line. Well, what did you see with the defense?
Yeah, I thought the defense, did fine. There was, I think they pretty much controlled pretty much the whole game until you got to the fourth quarter where, the Eagles started doing some different things. We were playing a little bit conservative with our pass coverage. So they were running the football a little bit more and getting some, yardage that way. Then Jalen Hurts was really just running outside the pocket where he's beating us with his legs. And they had 2 penalties that accounted for 100 yards. And then, the Eagles score off of those because of the pass interferences. But, overall, I thought the defense did what they had to do. They made, pretty much dominated pretty much most of the game, held Hurts to 100 yards passing. Didn't have much running. The football, they got over 100 yards, it looks like, but again, a lot of that was late in the game. So I thought a lot of guys played well. Obviously, Jamel Dean, I thought was the best player. I thought he played fantastic. And then you look at our front seven. I thought they did a lot of good things. Obviously, there's a little controversy going on with Joe Tryon Shoyinka and his playing time, and honestly, it should probably be more. I mean, the way he gets, way he's in there and he's usually disruptive. And you look at JPP, and JPP just hasn't been as productive. Obviously, he's dealing with the injuries. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes at all going forward. So just something to look out for. But, I thought the defense played very good.
I mean, JPP overall is a better player. Let's be honest about that. I mean, Joe Tryon Shoyinka is very much improving every game, and he shows
Yeah.
his flashes, but the consistency and trust put in JPP. Let's be honest.
Right.
He still put up a half sack, 1 tackle for loss. So I mean, JPP put up numbers. Tryon just got the 2 tackles. So I mean, he's producing. I
Mhm.
did like something they did use him to do, QB spy. They used him to do that. His big ass running around the middle of the field and just tracking Hurts down. I love that. They also did with Devin White, something that's crazy, using their speed and space. I loved it, and you better expect that. Like to the question earlier about the Bears, are they going to be very ass? We'll see. You're going to
Yeah.
have guys like Devin White, QB spy, Tryon Sharenko, QB scout spy, stuff like that. Especially when you have Vita Vea and Shaq Barrett playing at high level what they are right now, coming after you. It's it's hard. It's hard to get around our front seven. So the front seven is doing well. It's that back end that's always going to be a concern.
Mhm.
Oh, Matty SOP. How do you feel about Tom wanting to trade? Hashtag FTX. Yeah, that was kind of Tom talking about trade, and Giselle's in this commercial too. He's talking
Yeah.
about a crypto exchange. He's not going nowhere, guys, so don't get worried about that.
Yeah, no.
Thank
It
you,
was
Matty.
actually it was actually funny. That was probably like the tweet of the weekend, because like Tom was, wanting fall weather, and then like the next day it just gets nice and cool here in Florida. So it's like, God spoke, and they listened. So um yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Don't worry, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know how fans can get. But, this is some obvious answer. David is 110% faster mentor, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously they did play some dime packages throughout the game. Not many. I think it was only like 6, but that's something I hope they can continue to install as they go forward, especially with Levante out of the lineup. Get Whitehead, and get some other guys on the field so you can maximize that speed. But defensively, I thought they did fine. I thought there's a lot of good stuff out there. Secondary, for what they were going through, I thought they made some good things. So yeah, there's a lot of good things to be proud of the defense.
Tom Brady is the son God always wanted.
That's probably true. Yeah, thanks,
Uh,
Matty SOP, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Always appreciate the comments. And cheers to you as well.
oh yeah, if I had something to drink, I'd be right there with you. Tryon is doing well coming in as a backup. I agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know a
you're
lot of
doing fine.
they see the hype, the possibilities, but let them learn. I mean, you don't need to be thrust upon
Yeah.
and counted upon when you have 2 guys in front of you more than good enough. And yeah, JBP with legit 1 hand is doing well. So don't worry. Like
Yeah.
Drew Tryon Sharinka just needs to sit, learn, and
Mhm.
find his spot, find his niche. Oh, but yeah, TB12 Goat Man. I fully agree. Shaq, he's getting bull rush, winning the edge,
Mhm.
and reading well. Like he's not giving up that shallow in the flats anymore. And that's something last year he gave up a lot, and I was hard on him at the Bears game last year.
Yeah.
So I think he's playing extremely well, and that's something we'll probably show in the film study as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Shaq is, I think, definitely turned it up. His play has definitely been really good the last few weeks, so that's going to continue. I'm sure they're going to need it. I mean, he's a guy that's got to be producing week in, week out, making big time plays, getting sacks, etc. He's probably upset. He probably could have had like 3 sacks in this game, but Jalen Hurts is just so damn quick and athletic. Uh, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good things. And like I said, just staying on the positives, I didn't see too many negatives. Obviously, the penalties you want to clean up and not have, but for what they did, there's like, that first drive where the Eagles scored, obviously there's some third downs you would have liked to get off the field. But when you look back at the game, they got off the field, pretty much throughout, made stops, got the ball back to the offense, and they allowed us, to get to that 28-7 lead. Obviously it ended up being closer, but they did what they had to. And I think, at the end there, they might have been a little bit tired. Just because, like I said, you said earlier, 3 games in 11 days. I mean, that catches up to you, especially with the rotation of guys that you had in there. Losing Richard Sherman at the beginning of the game, and then you have D Delaney in there, who again did pretty well. Nothing too bad. Like, you didn't really hear his name, so there's good things there.
I mean, let's do one more thing about the numbers, and I want to talk about what the Eagles did, though. I
Mhm.
mean, numbers, penalties wise, 7-4. Yeah, we got to clean that up. But look at the time of possession. Their
Yeah,
offense can
dominated.
do what they want with the balls, put it that way. The running game, when it's running, when it's going, I mean, you can't really stop the Bucs offense.
Right.
And then third down, money down, 53% could be better, but this is what I like, the defense stopping them.
Mhm.
But to this point, Jalen Hurts did not look like a good quarterback. Let's put it that way. He
Yeah.
was running before he was looking to pass. He literally ran into a sack. He ran out of bounds instead of throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
He would just try and throw these deep shots that had no chance. I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing? So to be honest, was it our defense playing that well? Was it our front seven getting home, or was it just Jalen Hurts making bad decisions, bad reads? I mean, that's something
Yeah.
we'll dive deeper in, but
Right. It could be a combination of all three. Like, yeah, he wasn't obviously not playing well. He was holding the football a lot.
yeah,
And maybe that's a credit to our coverage, or maybe that's just a credit to him not seeing the field. So it's, and probably going to see a lot of similar things once we play, the Bears and Justin Fields, where, he's not seeing it as well as, maybe when you face obviously an Aaron Rodgers or one of these top notch quarterbacks. So, but again, you play who's on your schedule. You got to take advantage of it. And the Bucks, they did that.
all right. And before we keep talking about the Eagles and moving on, they're asking for it, plus, so we
Okay.
got to do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Stop for a lot more 4.0 advertisement. Can we please? Why? I need to know about my balls.
Yeah.
Can I get some more loving? Tell me a little bit about the old Lawnmower 4.0. Where can they get this, and what does it do? What does it do
Yeah.
for them?
Yeah, guys, it's a great product. I have one myself. Obviously, Mark has one, and it's the new product at Manscaped. Again, just go to manscaped.com, type in the promo code RealBuckstock, and you can save 20%. So you help support the channel, you help support Manscaped, and most importantly, you help support your balls, and that's what matters. So it's just a good cause all around. So be sure to check out manscaped.com. It's they got a lot of great, not just the lawn, what is it?
The
Lawnmower
lawnmower.
4.0. Yeah, not just that, but they have other great products there for you that you can, purchase and buy, and a lot of good stuff.
I gotta say this. This little logo is freaking hilarious. Balls with the angel around it. It's like that's great. That's gold.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
mean, we both used it. I've used it in the shower, and that damn thing works to to perfection. So if guys you want to support the channel, go ahead and hit the link down below. You get 20% off. using our promo code Real Bucks Talk. But let's keep talking some football. That's what you're here for.
Mhm.
So more about the Eagles. Offensively, it was just stopping QB spy of Jalen Hurts. The last little bit, I'm not that mad about. It was 28-7, like we talked about earlier. Defensively, it was hard to stop us. I mean, what did you see with them being able to stop us the little times that they did?
Yeah, you're talking about their defense against
Yeah.
us. Yeah, it really wasn't much. Again, they were, they were keeping everything in front of them. They were not letting the Bucks go down the field to take deep shots. And I think when the Bucks they kind of forced the deep ball a little bit, that's when they kind of got in trouble. They were trying to take some shots, obviously, and then Brady was holding the football, and there was just not, there was one time where I think they threw it 3 straight times and
Yeah.
didn't get it anywhere. They had a punt. And then another time they had a drive going, but a holding penalty brought something back, and then couldn't recover from that. They had a punt. Then I think there was a turnover in between that or something. They went for it on fourth down. That's right. To OJ Howard, couldn't convert. But again, it's like how you finish the game, and they finished it strong with that 5-minute drive. Pretty much closed everything out. Obviously, there was like a little controversy of the taunting, but that's the rule. It is what it is. You can't do that. So, and then I think the Bucks got like 16 yards after that. So it didn't really matter. And obviously the big throw to Antonio Brown and that great catch, I thought that was a huge play.
Yeah, I put that throw literally on Twitter
Mm,
about how Tom had all day to throw because Wirfs is literally manhandling his
yes.
edge defender and just threw him clear across to the other hash, which was
Yeah.
hilarious. And
I
like
think
just
every
casually, you're gonna go sit over here.
Yeah, I think everyone once he threw that guy, everyone went down like bowling pins, it seemed like. So, yeah, I think our guys went down and everyone else like just fell to the ground. So, just shows you the power of Tristan Wirfs. And God, I still can't believe he went 13th overall or whatever it was.
And he was the last offensive
Yeah.
lineman of the big four, big five,
And
whatever they call it.
and poor Andrew Thomas is hurt again, and like God, poor Giants fans.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Oh, but one other thing, one offensive series that was sputtered. Believe it or not, guys, Tom Brady did mess up. It was 2 out routes in a row. One, it looked like, I don't know, him and Mike Evans were not on the same page. And the
Yeah,
second one, it was a low pass to AB. It should have been a caught for a first down. It was
right.
way too low, way behind him. And even Tom Brady, I watched that one on the All 22. He was upset with himself. He's like mad. So it's
Yeah.
not everyone else's fault all the time. The greatest, the GOAT, does make mistakes. So at least it didn't matter at the end of the grand scheme of things. We still won. So he'll clean it up. But he's just as mad at himself more than anyone else.
Mhm.
So offensively, yeah, keep humming, keep running the ball. The play action actually was working. I was surprised to see that. I think they saw from our last game, like, damn it, they're running well. We have to cover the run. And now look what
Mhm.
happens. Now
Yeah.
everything opens up.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Um, so let's address some of these questions before we head on over to the Bears talking. Carrie over here, Carrie Koo. Hey guys, it was a little messy in Philly, but it was still a good game. A win for the team is a win. That's
Exactly.
the damn right there.
Yeah.
Let's see
It's not college football, guys.
style points, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. TV12. Goat man. The offense changed after the Brate almost pick. Ton Ton banged his hand. Or Tom banged his hand.
Mhm.
I'm assuming. Oh, he did. He fixed it right after it. But Tom's been dealing with that little thumb for a little bit now, or for a week now. So
Yeah. Yeah, it could definitely played a part, but yeah, obviously, you're gonna have missed throws here and there from quarterbacks, so
plus, I think you should have
yeah,
blocked that or whatever the heck that is. I don't know how you do it, but go
I
ahead and
got
do
it.
it.
I got it, yeah.
Nice. That was fast.
Yeah.
So you only see Brady's mistake? No, I don't only see Brady's mistake. We mentioned everything that was good, but that
Yeah.
you only
There was
saw
mis
one of Brady's mistakes.
Yeah, there's mistakes made by everyone. I mean, like I said, Alex Kappa had mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I'm sure there was some type of mistake by Leonard Fournette, even though we hyped him up. Um, yeah, there's mistakes. Cam Brate, catch the football, So
Yeah.
there's a lot of there's a lot of things that happen. It's not just Tom, but again, Tom is the quarterback. He controls a lot of the outcomes. It's his ability to deliver, and he does 99 point, 5% of the time. It's just that extra 0.5% we see where he's gonna have mistakes too.
Yeah, I mean, I just said the interception too. It wasn't necessarily fully his fault. AB and Tom need to be on the same page. It was an option
Right.
route. AB chose the wrong option and literally hung Brady out to dry. So
Hmm.
ipso facto, I'm not always just down. No one ever downs Brady. Let's put it that way,
Yeah. I
especially on
mean,
this show.
we just said he was God's son earlier, so it's like, come on.
But yeah, let's keep going. One more before we talk about the Bears. What's this? Does AWS track how many 2-yard runs Laney had in that game?
Not sure what he means by AWS, but uh, yeah, I
Well, I
don't know.
mean, either way, Laney had over 80 yards.
Yeah,
And I like the consistency of running the ball. That's something it's huge. We always ask they just keep running.
yeah,
Just keep the team honest, run out of different formations. The one thing I did have a hissy fit about, which is it's not on Brady, guys. It was the fact that we do this little end around like motion, Godwin in
yeah.
motion,
The
the motion,
jet
the jet
sweeps.
sweep, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Never hand it off.
right.
When are you gonna give the illusion? Okay, well, keep them honest. Let me give it over one time. We only do it like on the end zone, like in the
Yeah,
right in the 5, we'll do it. Do it at the 50. Keep the teams
right.
honest. It literally no one's following the guy now because of that.
Yeah.
So please, if you're gonna move him in motion, let's give the defense a little something to think about. Other than that, I don't really have that many negatives to talk about our offense.
Yeah. No, I thought it was, like I said earlier, it was a pretty good game. Um, you know, they did what they had to when it mattered. They made plays, and again, won the game 5-1. Now you got a great opportunity as we shift to the Chicago Bears, who are coming into town. They just suffered a tough loss to the Green Bay Packers, who are also 5-1. Now the Bears are 3-3 coming into Tampa. Bucks 5-1, and obviously I think the Bucks are going to be extra motivated and locked in for this week because of what happened last year against the Bears. So it should be interesting to see how we attack them and how this is going to play out against another mobile quarterback in Justin Fields, who doesn't like to run as much, I don't think, as like Jalen Hurts might, or some of these other guys. He likes to stay in the pocket and throw it. Um, so just gonna have to see how that plays out. I like the matchup though, facing their personnel. I think it's a good matchup.
I mean, I'll say I watched that game, that Green Bay game versus the
Mhm.
Bears. Fields was not looking smart. He was yes, he's a rookie quarterback, so he's learning on the go. And the Packers, yeah, they got a good secondary. The rushes are they got edge rushers, but I mean, damn, like there were moments where he was. You say he likes to play within the pocket.
Mhm.
There are times he just immediately run out or
Yeah.
just try and beat everyone himself. He's doing a little bit of Superman ball. I don't know why. I don't know if it got to him, but he didn't see that in college, and he's trying to do that now. So let's see. I mean, maybe a different game plan against us. They'll probably do what they did last year: little short passes, get Fields involved in the game plan, and
Mhm.
he dink and dunk. Especially if you're going to be getting blitzed left and right, like Bulls is likely going to do against rookie quarterbacks. It's going to be scary, but I still think it's something where we could prevail, especially if the Bears are going to try a two deep safety and rely on their front four,
Mhm.
front seven. Good luck. Let's see. I mean, our offense still should carry us. We're at home. There shouldn't be any tough road game. We've had time to rest. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
should be Bucs victories, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it should be, like I said last year, because of what happened, they're going to be extra motivated and focused. I think defensively, they'll understand what they have to do against the Chicago's offense. Obviously, guard that short passing game and, kind of play a little bit aggressive, but keep everything in front of you, make sure you're tackling, and obviously get after Justin Fields and company. Uh, I mean, I only watched a little bit of that game yesterday against the Packers. Obviously the good stuff is what I saw. So I thought the Bears were going to be on track to at least put up a better fight than what probably was shown. It just didn't take place, I guess. So obviously, it looks like they were starting to rattle Justin Fields. I'm assuming, right? They were getting after him. They were getting after him. So obviously, that's the offensive line of the Bears, who are not the greatest unit. And then the weapons that they have, obviously, they have Allen Robinson, who's still a pretty good receiver. The Darnell Mooney's got some speed and ability, but the inconsistency at quarterback has been their downfall alongside the offensive line. So it should be a good matchup for us defensively. And then you look at our offense. The only thing that scares me is the pass rush of the Bears. They do a lot of good things with their stunts and getting guys moved around. Khalil Mack obviously is going to be the matchup to watch, and they have Robert Quinn now as well. So does Tristan Wirfs get revenge on Khalil Mack? That should be something to watch for.
That's gonna be huge. There's
Yeah.
gonna be an avid film study on that. Not just Joe Tryon Shorinka this week. It's gonna be. I want to see that. If there's anger, or hostility, or something back there. I mean, let's look at the numbers. Like they had more rushing yards at one point. Like Herbert had more rushing yards than Fields had passing yards.
Yeah. Glad I picked him up in fantasy.
Right? Like he actually looked really good in the first quarter, and they just, 5 yards per carry. They should have just kept running the ball. They're just getting crappy situations where they, yeah, the numbers just don't look good for Fields. The one interception, it could have been 4. They had 2 called back. One guy stepped out of bounds. Other one was a flag.
Yeah.
There were possibilities for interception. He tries to make the Superman play. We all saw that with Winston, like throwing the ball deep, rolling out. Like, hopefully he keeps that up this week too. And Antoine Winfield comes back hopefully and picks this one off. But let's see. He's a rookie quarterback. He's learning. Get him thinking too fast. And with Shaq Barrett covering those flats like he has been lately, I think it'll be a way different game than last year. Even though Bears barely beat us, it should be it's at our house, should be totally different this year. And I don't think Montgomery's going to be back yet for them. That's another big running back they need.
Right.
The Buccaneers, if their defense plays the way they should, rattling Fields, and offensively, Tom Brady, whenever he has a chip on his back, chip on his shoulder, he's going to answer. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, obviously, the offense, we've said it many times, they're going to be the reason we win these games, and it'll be no different this week against Chicago. Got to play with your strengths, and that's the offense. And as long as they don't, overthink it against the Bears defense, obviously you want to get the ball out quick. You want to make sure you give Tom enough protection back there against their front 4 and pass rush. So don't force the deep ball, use your screen game, use your, short intermediate passing game, mix in the play action where you can have, 6 to 7, 8-man protections and just run 2-man routes where Tom has enough time to dissect the defense. Then that's what you got to do. And, mix in the run here and there to keep them off balance, and we should be fine. And then, defensively, like you said, I agree. Just pretty much go after Justin Fields. Don't let him get comfortable, and see what you can do against him.
I'm going to give the Bears defense a whole lot of credit here. I know the Packers scored 24, but this Bears defense is nothing to say, oh, they're beatable. Their front 7 is insane as well.
Very good.
Extremely good. And their back end is just as much. It's just when your offense isn't doing anything, it's kind of hard to stop a really good offense in the Packers and prevent them from scoring.
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson, probably one of the best safeties in the league. A ball hawk like that, Tom Brady's going to have to be safe with the ball. Make your decisions smart. Don't just loft that bad boy up and force the issue, which we do at times when we're being stupid, and the Bucs beat the Bucs. So let's not do that. Let's play smart ball. Let's use some of those OJ Howard screens. Catch the ball if you're going to be throwing the ball. AB connection. Let's get it together. Don't run in if Brady sees it deep. It's just the simple things.
Right.
I think it's turnover battle, and then let your depth take over in the second half. Because this first half, like they did against the Packers, it was a really close game. I think it'll be like that. Hopefully, we prevail just like Packers did.
Mhm. Yeah, I can see that as well. Defense. Well, there you go. Andrew said it, man. We're gonna win by 50.
Everyone expects, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we won only 23-20. Come on now. And then they forget it was a win, guys. But looking at it, yeah, I like the matchup. I like going up against this Bears team. Again, it's just we're gonna have to play smart football, especially against their defense. Really, that's the only thing that really scares me is the defense and what they're able to create. If they're able to get turnovers, then that can change this game, for the Bears' favor.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just it.
Mhm.
Don't turn over the ball. Keep it safe. I mean, literally try and run. Continue this running the ball, play action with it. OJ's resurgence. Keep using these weapons that are going to make huge later in the season. Continue it, and again, guys, they're going to get the best of the best because they're playing defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
Every team wants to knock the champ off, so you can't expect a fit. I know Andrew's joking, 50-point blowout, but
Mhm.
you never know. I
No,
mean,
I think he's dead serious. So, yeah. I mean, the Bucks just have to match that intensity. I think they will because of, like I said last year, and Tom having his moment where he forgot what down it was, and obviously losing in the way that they did defensively, probably not happy with their performance. I'm sure Shaq is pissed off because he wants to be better than what he was, and not getting the calls that he should have got. Um, you know, so it'll be an interesting game. And like you said, I think it can be close in that first half, and then the second half, hopefully we can, find a way to pull away, where we make the adjustments and kind of wear them down a little bit.
so I mean, I don't understand some of the hostility. I think it's just the way it is. So Arians pisses me off. I expect Bears throwing to the Bucks secondary. So two things before I address the Arians pisses me off. The the Bears throwing to our secondary. Remember, Jamel Dean's number one, and we got D Delaney starting the other side.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
maybe Pierre Desir, but yeah,
either way, I mean, this isn't like the
Ross
Packers have a really
Cockrell,
good. Yeah, Packers
yeah,
have a really good secondary
they do.
and edge rushers to go with it. They just didn't have linebackers, and they signed the damn Cowboys, Jalen Smith, and now they got a good defense in there.
Mhm.
But we don't have the secondary they have. Let's just put it point blank. And then
Right.
Mike
But
Edwards was
the I was gonna say the Packers don't have our front seven, so kind
no
of, balances out a little
work
bit.
together.
Yeah.
But still, you gotta have a head on your shoulders back there, especially when if you even do anything, if you touch a guy wrong, it's a pass interference call, and we've gotten that multiple times in many games.
Yes.
And yeah, so especially if you look, they're not going to. Okay, but that's the thing. The Bears love to run the ball. Are they going to run the ball against the Bucks? Is
No,
anyone?
no, they're gonna
So
throw
that's
it.
they like to run the ball as long as we stop it, force Fields to throw. Yeah, maybe we get some interceptions, hands on balls, but I just don't think it's going to be as much as people think. I think
Mhm.
it'll just be like a bad incompletion day. Hopefully, a lot of sacks day. I mean, he did get sacked 10 times against the Browns, so hopefully the Bucs can load up on some sacks this week.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and that's going to be key for us, right now with the way the secondary is, Richard Sherman out 2 weeks, Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy Bunting probably not back till after the bye week. Um, so yeah, I mean, you just gotta deal with it. The front seven has to be a strength every week. Devin White needs to get in on blitzes. You got to have, Shaq, JPP, Joe Tryon make havoc back there and do what they do. Vita Vea pushing the pocket,
Mhm.
so that's just got to be consistent. And like you said, the Bears, yeah, they're going to try to run the football. That is their mentality, but I can see it where they go pass heavy this week because, you know, that's just what teams have been doing against us. They're gonna pass the football. They're gonna try find ways to get the ball out quicker, because they know how good our front seven is. If you hold the ball too long, it's gonna be a sack. So yeah, that's going to be the game plan. It's, Bucks are just gonna have to be smart and make sure just keep doing what you're doing. I kind of like the mindset that they've been having, pretty much keeping everything in front of you. Don't allow the big plays. Obviously, against the Eagles, they did allow some big plays, but that was pass interferences. So you
Mhm.
just got to minimize those if you can just keep them in front, tackle. They did tackle better last week, so hopefully the tackling continues to be improved. And who knows, maybe Levante comes back this week. I don't know, but Winfield being back, that's going to be a huge plus because he's a great tackler and makes a lot of good plays.
Absolutely. All right, so let's jump on this. So the Arians pisses me off.
I get it.
Two, I don't know if the blame goes on Arians or on Leftwich, and he kind of describes some of these. 4th and 2, and we throw it deep,
Mhm.
or a timeout just to kick a punt. So, is your justification to say Arians pisses people off?
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. There's some stubborn ideologies in there with Bruce Arians, and it goes over to Todd Bowles and even Byron Leftwich at times. But you got to remember, like, all these plays, they come down to execution. The players are out there playing on the field. Yeah, you might say, okay, Tom should not have thrown the ball, deep here to OJ Howard, but that's the read. That's the play. You gotta make it happen. If it doesn't happen, then yeah, you could say, "Oh, Aaron's just an idiot. Why did we go? Why do we go deep when it's only 2 yards needed?" I get it. I get it, but that's
Get
that's
it.
the that's the play. That's the play call. Same thing on defense. Like, I've been, me, I've been screaming
Oh,
for dime packages and Jordan Whitehead in at linebacker and maximize speed and maximize coverage, play smart. I was telling you all week last week against the Eagles, I was like, just QB spy Jalen Hurts. That's what you have to do every play. Like, you should not do anything else. And whenever they spied him, it was
oh yeah.
positive results. And the one time they didn't, like, well, I guess they sort of did, but JPP went the wrong way for whatever reason, let him, run to the right. For the most part, it worked though. So yeah, I can understand it. And, a lot of people want our secondary to play press man every play, but you just can't do it. Like, you just can't do it. You have to play some zone in there. And we're a zone heavy team. Uh, and, it's just what the scheme is. Guys have to
Yeah.
get it, they have to execute it.
Yeah, a lot of it is execution. I
Yep.
mean, you'll see after a play, usually Devontae is the first one that jumps on someone and
Mhm.
tells them they did the wrong thing, or he's even jump on the ref to say, "Listen, we got held, or there was an illegal block or something."
Mhm.
That's why he's humongous to our defense. But he's usually the coach on the field. So is it an execution problem? Sometimes the offense just called a way better play. The touchdown Plus was talking about where JPP kind of, I think it was actually Devin White
Yeah.
got blocked by JPP. I think he
Right.
was a QB spy, but he went in too
Yeah.
fast instead of staying on the spy. He
Right.
scored a touchdown that way, but I mean, that was a quick decision. Like Devin White's like, oh, I think I can get there before he's going to get around the edge, and JPP just got in the way. So
Right.
defensively, it's you got to just both the way, offensively and defensively.
Mhm.
Do your assignment, be where you need to be with timing, and just feel it out. Awareness on the field. Like you can't. Sometimes people try and
Yeah.
do too much, or they just play out of
Yeah.
assignment. That's where you
And
mess up.
And I think a lot of people forget, like, this is a very young team, on defense. Well, young and where, like, the key spots, are on the defense, and that's the secondary. It's very young back there. And
Yeah,
you have a lot of mistakes made because of, like you said, guys trying to do too much or guys not in the right position, not communication. Like, we've talked about it on our film studies. If you guys go see it, like Mike Edwards not playing man when he's supposed to, and, like, he's playing zone. So there's inconsistencies there. Jamel Dean not playing quarters coverage when he's supposed to, and let the receiver go, and you end up getting scored on. Two guys blitzing when one should be guarding the running back. So it's stuff like that where they're still putting these guys in the best position to be successful, but the execution is just not there on a consistent basis from time to time. And yeah, we can all blame the coaches. Like, we can all
yeah,
say that was a dumbass call. Why are you going at, why are you going downfield when you only need 1 yard? Like we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Five
why,
plays.
yeah, why, why are you not blitzing when it's like 3rd and 8 but you do blitz and then you have soft coverage behind it. So it's stuff like that where I get it. I understand the frustration. So yeah, it could all be better.
All right,
Uh,
let's actually address
yeah.
some of these.
Yeah. Thank you
Food
guys. Super
Swab,
chats.
Aloha Gangi. He's in the chat. Hell yeah. I love it from Hawaii. I miss it. I want to go back. Damn. Can't believe it. But also, Andrew, thank you again.
Yeah.
$10 in the super chat. You guys, you have no clue how thankful we are or for all this that you guys do. I mean, you guys truly do make the show and giving anything, it's amazing to us. Like you have no clue.
Yeah. You guys are real Bucks talk. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm surprised you
literally.
guys listen to us. We just talk nonsense up here, but try to make the best of it. You guys make us laugh, and it's really awesome. Appreciate your support. And obviously, we're all Bucks fans here. That's our team, and yeah, it's just awesome to share it with you guys.
Hail to the plus nailed it on that. But let's see. Alvin Martinez says, "What are we doing with OJ?" Like some people are
OJ
saying, "We trade him. We're gonna keep him. What are we gonna do?"
OJ, I think is on the right track. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to be next year. I don't know, what the contract's going to look like. But right now I like where he's heading. And like I said earlier, if Rob Gronkowski is back soon, and hopefully, that takes place, you got a lot of possibilities with him and OJ, because it just opens up everything. You can max protect with them as blockers, and then you can have, one of them go out for passes. You can do just so much. I mean, you can do double tight end screens. There's a lot of different things that they just bring to your team. And obviously inside the red zone, they're deadly. OJ will be wide open more and more with Gronk out there because Gronk garners so much attention. And also when Gronk's on the field, it helps Mike Evans, obviously. Evans is gonna be able to score more touchdowns when Gronk's on the field. So it just helps everybody out.
I mean, I'll say this: that touchdown he had in the game was the exact same play that they ran in the Saints game
Yeah,
of last year. I mean,
right.
just wide open. Oh, lofted up. I guess he didn't think Ryan Kerrigan was going to drop back, so it came a little closer than he probably expected. But
Right.
I mean, OJ and Gronk together would be in freaking insane.
Yes.
Don't think about trading him. Hold on to him because I mean Gronk's gonna retire. He's not gonna stay here forever.
He'll stay.
OJ is
As long as Brady's here, he'll stay. But yeah, I mean, right on.
that combo. As long as we can keep it together, keep it. Why trade it away? And then I know a lot of people want Brady, but Brady can't do what OJ can do in the running
Yeah.
game. And Brady, I don't know what the hell's going on with Brady's hands lately. He just keeps dropping passes.
Yeah.
It's almost like every time there's a near interception, it's Brady involved.
Yeah. Yeah. He's struggling with the contested catches right now. But yeah, I love OJ. I think he's just going to continue to get better. Obviously, I think the confidence is just starting to come back. And his catching ability has been on point. Like, really focusing in, catching the football first, not trying to go too fast. And it just seems like the game is slowing down for him. He understands the offense completely. So yeah, there's nothing but good things, and he can really attack that middle of the field. And same thing with Gronk. And once you have them both in there, I mean, sky's the limit. I know we've only seen a little bit of it, but now we're going to see more of it because both guys are, in great shape and starting to really get, where they need to be.
And here's the big trade question. Well, what do you guys think we trade Rojo though?
Yeah, I saw there's a report that, maybe our teams, I guess, have been calling about Rojo, but I don't see him getting traded. And it goes back to just this team wanting to win another Super Bowl. Injuries happen, and you got to have that depth. I mean, Rojo was having a great year last year, and then the unfortunate, with his hand, and then the COVID situation. So you got to have running backs. And if Leonard Fournette goes down, I mean, I don't know if they trust Gio Bernard full time as a runner and a receiver. And then you have to play Keyshawn Vaughn more. So it would just be tricky. I mean, maybe they bring up Darwin Thompson from the practice squad. I think they still have him. So it'd be tough without Rojo in there because Rojo just gives you that extra element. Like he can be a true RB1 if Leonard, went down. It's just right now Leonard's just got the upper hand.
It's riding the hot hand. That's all it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Rojo, like you just mentioned, it's running for that playoff deep run,
Mhm.
hopefully another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's he'll
I
have
mean,
his day. He'll have
yeah,
his day.
right. And sorry to cut you off. And I was just gonna say, like, unless Rojo just comes out and says, "Hey, I want to be traded," I'm like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I want to, this is supposed to be my year. I'm supposed to get paid, all that stuff. And unless he demands a trade, then I could see it happening. But right now, I don't think that's the case. We'll just have to wait and see. I think the trade deadline's coming up first week in November. So see what happens.
I mean, let's see. I mean, is he going to play the same role that Fournette played last year, where Rojo was balling out and Fournette just stayed in this behind the scenes quietly? Yeah, he even mentioned it all or the off season, like saying how
Mhm.
he had to learn from it and like not get mad and actually grow and earn his spot. And boy, did he in the damn playoffs.
Right.
I mean, will Rojo get the same demeanor and okay, I got to learn from this. I got to get better. I can't make mistakes. I can't make mental lapses.
Hmm.
Is he going to learn from that? We'll find out. Is
Right.
he a really good runner once the ball's in his hands? Hell yeah. We've always said that. It's just can he consistently catch? Can he consistently block for Brady and read the pass rush assignments? I don't know. And
Yeah.
sitting the bench, kind of learning from behind the scenes, maybe he's going to get better. We'll see. But I
Mhm.
mean, practice reps are where it matters. We'll see. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere
Mhm.
regardless, but that would be a trade candidate. I would rather see Rojo go than OJ. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, agreed. And Emmanuel brings up a good point. Do you see potential trade with picks for a corner? I'm not sure if they'll go after another corner. I know they just brought in the kid Wilson to the practice squad, but I think they'll be fine. They got a lot of guys coming back. I mean, you still have Carlton coming back. You got Sean Murphy Bunting as well. And then you add in Richard Sherman plus Jamel Dean. So Ross Cockrell. That's a lot of depth right there. Those would be a great group. And plus with the other younger guys and, D Delaney. And then you have Pierre Desir. He's another veteran. So good group right now. If they're all healthy, we just got to hope when they come back healthy, they play at a high level or play better than they were playing. Obviously, Carlton was playing like a Pro Bowl level. He's playing outstanding. Hopefully, Sean can get his game back in the nickel position, and with Jamel continuing to rise as he is, yeah, he should be fine.
I'll say this: it also depends who's available with
Yeah,
trading for picks. I
yeah,
mean, who's going to want to give away a really top caliber cornerback for a lesser
right.
pick? We're not going to give away a first or a second. So I mean, are we talking day three picks, or are we talking like a second or third? We're not going to probably do that.
Yeah,
Uh, with the way Jason Light values his picks, I don't see that happening. It's not like Mark Dominic is throwing first round picks for a cornerback. I'm paying him the most money.
yeah.
Times have changed, but I mean, yeah, so it matters who's available and what's the price tag.
Mm,
But realistically, yeah, you hope you can stay with the team that you had last year that won you the Super Bowl, that held the Chiefs to damn near just 9 points.
yeah.
Uh, like which was SMB, Carlton Davis, and you still have Richard Sherman. Let him heal up. So I mean, you're getting to a point where the bye is coming up, not too far away from now. You're hoping you can kind of lean on the offense until the defense gets back to healthiness or back to healthy. But
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. And I don't know who the names would be. I know a lot of people talked about like Patrick Peterson, but I don't think he would be available. Not, Bucks probably don't want to trade for him either. Uh I mean, it'd be tough. Like you said, it depends on who's out there and what the cost would be. But just let's wait and see this team get healthy and see what they can do with a full complement of players and the front seven starting to get its game back and get rolling here, see what happens. And again, offense, lead the way, baby, lead us.
Well, one other thing, how close do you think it would have been before the Panthers traded for what's his
CJ
name?
Hinders or Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
How close do you think that was? Like they traded that 6th round pick late. If he got cut, do you think he would have been a Buccaneer?
If he would have made it a free agency, I'm sure
Yeah.
the Bucs probably would have had a chance to get him. I knew there was probably mutual interest there. I'm sure he didn't want to go to Carolina.
No.
Yeah, I think definitely if he would have been released, it was kind of like, a lot of people said it was like an FU from Bill Belichick, which it probably was. It's like, no, you're not going to Tampa, so we're going to trade you here. But yeah, and maybe that's what Bill and Tom were talking about. Who knows? But yeah, I just don't. It, he would have been a Buck. I'll just say that he would have been a Buck.
Probably right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was like, "Oh, this is it," and then right before 4 o'clock, oh, there's a trade.
yeah.
Let's address one more thing, then we'll head on out. So, Fruit Guab says, "Seems like Kappa is struggling on a few blocking assignments. Plus, shoot."
Yeah, it's really only the trap pass that he's struggling on. It's when they bring him across the line of scrimmage to block, either an outside linebacker or someone who's ever coming from that side. That's where he struggles. There's a couple of times where he gets beat inside, but for the most part, it's like when they have him move off of his spot to block. That's when the problems occur, because that's when Brady got hit pretty good. He got beat with a spin move, and then Brady got hit on the throw. So, for the most part, though, he's doing fine. The offensive line as a whole has been, I think, outstanding.
Yeah, consistently
Yeah.
outstanding. That's the thing. I mean, from 1, 2, 3 snaps per 60 plays, yeah, they're doing pretty damn good. I'll just
Yeah.
put it at that.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, let's call it here. We've listened to our talking heads for over an hour,
Mm.
and I got to be quiet for the baby. But guys, thank you so much for just the community you guys bring in the chat, the questions. Literally, you're making us think, and it's cool to kind of brainstorm together. And we're watching Buccaneer football, and we're 5-1. Let's keep it going.
Yes. Yeah. Like Mark said, I'm sure tired of hearing us, me especially, me and my complaining. But no, it was all jokes aside, it was a great time with you guys as always. Much appreciated. Be sure to check us out on Bucks Report. Check out the Pigskin Podcast Network. You can find that on all your podcast streaming. Be sure to check out manscaped.com and get you great products across the board there on that website. But with that said, everyone have a great night. Go Bucks, and we'll see you next Monday.